to work on the cedar elm, which I've had for 4 months now, and it has grown quite explosively. And so it's time to kind of trim it back and kind of define a little bit more of the structure in this tree. So this one I have kind of growing in a slanted way, and it's gonna kind of take different shapes, of course, as I kind of continue the process of dealing with the tree. I got it basically as is, and this is its first time that it's in a pot like this, so it's been growing. We'll kind of see what kind of structure it takes along. So here's where we're ending up with, and like it's been a little bit of a process just kind of selecting branches, and I'm still not 100% sure I want to keep the apex as it is. There's a few problems with this tree in general, but I'm hoping that with some selective pruning I can get a few more branches to get started. Obviously this is not a show-ready tree by any means, but it was nice to cut this back and kind of see where it's going and to kind of see how well it responds to the weather here. And so I'm just hoping that it'll kind of make a little bit more sense as the time goes on. And I assume I'll probably wait, maybe not quite as long, but maybe until the very beginning of fall to maybe prune this back, and then maybe again at the end of winter. So it's a development process. So here's my second tree, and this is also a cedar elm, and this was actually from a root cutting from the other tree that you just saw me cut. So basically this one was the very bottom of the root base. There were actually two pretty firm root bases, and so I cut it right in half, and I kept the bottom half to kind of start another tree. Now I was jokingly thinking, and I'll probably show this a little bit later, that this could actually work really well for a sort of pseudo ginseng ficus sort of tree, because of the fact that the root actually splits into two at the very bottom, so it makes it look like it has like two legs, and then you've got this canopy growing above it. Now afterwards I've been thinking that maybe it would actually be a good subject to start trying to do like a root over rock as well. The first step of course was to make sure that it would actually start to grow, and it actually took quite a long time for this to start growing out, but once it did, it didn't stop. So now I need to do just a little bit of initial branch selection and probably just a little bit of pruning back as well. There was quite a bit of dieback, mostly because of the amount of foliage that it has on it. So I want to make sure that I kind of keep it fairly compact so that way it can grow in a very ideal way. So this tree's first pruning since it kind of sprung up to life on its own. And as you see, this is what I mean, this root cutting split into two different branches at the bottom, so it almost looks like it has 2 feet. And so I kind of wanted to play with that idea since it's really common to do that with ficus trees. So I thought that since I had this opportunity, I might as well go ahead and try it. But like I said, I might come to my senses and use this more as a beginning of a root over rock planting, especially because these trees grow really well in this climate. So they'll probably be able to grow really quickly and really develop into something really spectacular. So what I've done with this tree though is basically selected quite a few branches and try to see if I can just get it to grow a little bit more as a canopy. And I tried to do a little bit of directional pruning, knowing that basically I just need to wait for this tree to kind of develop on its own so that I can kind of see what direction it goes in. Eventually I'll select probably a leader if I don't keep it as an umbrella canopy or a I forgot what the other one was called right now. The broomstick. Deciduous trees here in Houston are usually pretty gnarly when they come to their silhouettes, so I might try to develop that over time with this one. But this is just the first pruning, so it's just nice to see that it lived.